had to count the entire property destruction of Dwayne Johnson movies.
Oh,
That's a nightmare, dude.
Rock? Yeah.
There's no way to even know the correct answer of that, but I tried, and it was just you just okay. The entire Western Seaboard gets destroyed.
In San Andreas.
Yeah, and so I looked up power grids and how much they cost because entire power grids went down. And they cost billions of dollars. And then there's all the homes, insurance, cars, skyscrapers. I looked up the price of skyscrapers. It was oppressive, but it was awesome, right? I enjoyed every second of it. But to fast forward through these movies, you don't miss anything. And also, too, I gotta say, maybe I'm giving away too many. I don't want to give away too many tools of the trade here, but DVDs or Blu-rays are the best way to research because with Vudu or with Amazon or Hulu, sometimes it skips too fast. You don't get frame for frame.
Yeah.
Amazon is pretty good because you can go ahead 10 seconds at a time. But with DVDs, when you hit fast forward, you see every frame still. And then you can pause it. You can freeze frame it. It's so much more user friendly and the time codes are so much easier to pull that I still use practical media for that because I think it's the best.
Hey, I still like hard copies of my movies and stuff because sometimes I just can't find what I want to watch on any site unless I want to pay for it on Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
So I like still buying actual hard copies.
Truth. And when power goes down, you're sitting there watching a sweet Criterion Collection movie while other people are going, I can't do it.
Yeah, if your internet goes out, you're screwed. But not me, buddy. Hey, I get to still watch those CC films.
You're watching The Great Escape on Criterion. Yeah, CC.
I do want to say, so on the list, it says Magnolia, Lions for Lambs, Tropic Thunder, and Valkyrie were all movies where he didn't run, right? Or it was under 500 feet. No, it was 0 feet. Like, he doesn't run in those movies.
Yeah.
But then on the ones where he does run the most, 1,001 plus feet, you have a list of several movies. Do you know which one, because I'm not going through it right now, which one does he run the most? Or is there any kind of tie or something?
Oh, which movie does he run the most in?
Yeah. Is it Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol? I'm looking through the list right now.
Here, let me, I think I have the numbers in a spreadsheet. I can pull them up if you want. I can tell you the...
Yeah, because I'm seeing, oh no, wait, maybe... It says, after War of the Worlds, Cruise reached a personal best in Mission Impossible 3, which saw him running
there it is.
3,212 feet. So it's Mission Impossible 3?
Yeah. Do you know how much he runs in that movie? At the end, he has an entire sprinting scene.
Oh, yeah. Now, it's right. I should have just scrolled down a little bit more. Yeah. Mission Impossible 3, and then Ghost Protocol, and then War of the Worlds are the top 3.
Because I love watching him run in War of the Worlds, and I think I wrote something kind of fun because it's like watching Cruise evade aliens while thousands of slower non-Tom Cruises were turned into dust.
Yeah, dude, honestly, I will say that's probably, and I haven't watched a lot of these movies recently, but I think my favorite run would probably be the first time they see the tripod alien ship thing in War of the Worlds, and he's running and just getting blasted with dust like Thanos style. I think that's awesome.
Just covered, and people are just getting wasted, and he keeps moving too.
He runs through like a store, and like people are getting like lasered in the store and stuff. That's a good shot. That's honestly, I don't know if that's more because of Tom Cruise or Steven Spielberg's direction, but I just love that scene.
And you believe it too. All these people would be dust, but not this dude. This dude can run.
Cruise. See how fast he runs? Yeah, and he's like kind of like dodging. He's going back and forth. You know what I mean? He
looks like he grew up in Florida, man.
Although I did hear something recently that said that zigzagging to get away from a gator doesn't really do much. You can kind of just run in a straight line and be the same.
Like if the gator just runs in a straight line while you're zigzagging, you're toast.
Yeah, you're gonna get like close like 2 steps in.
Yeah, it's just just sprint, just run. But I also too, one thing that this article taught me, I wasn't that far into my Rotten Tomatoes. I'm a freelancer. I don't work for them full time. I just don't want people thinking that. But I hadn't written that many articles for them, and so I think this is maybe my 6th or 7th article that I wrote for them, and I think it taught me some pretty good lessons. Like I immediately jumped into like the meat of the article with Tom Cruise's run over this far. Like I think it taught me just to like get to things quickly and just okay,
Well,
this is
I
give
do.
everything up front
Right.
because people. So yeah, I put he split it over 24,000 feet. In the third paragraph, I gave away the biggest hit of the article because, dude, what is it? 67% of people only read the headline, and then
Yeah.
12% of people read the first few paragraphs. So I just kind of said, let's give it all away in the first three paragraphs. Like, let's let people know because that's the number they want. Not a lot of
Yeah.
people want to read through it. So
Okay, so like I mean the main point of the article was to see if it to see how much money the movies where he runs the most make, or like how good the movie was. Oh, I'm scrolling back up.
I had no goal
Better
for
movies
this.
are.
I had
Okay,
no,
okay.
because I don't like going into date articles with a goal because then I feel like, oh, he ran. How many feet did he run here? Oh, well, he ran 499. Well, this does this, then I'll bump. Like, I would never do that. I stay.
Well, the reason why I'm asking is because like it seems like obviously his action movies are the ones where he's running the most, which for the most part, I mean I know the Mission Impossible movies besides maybe three like have or no is it two? I know most of them have like good Rotten Tomatoes scores. Plus you look at like War of the Worlds, Minority Report, Edge of Tomorrow, like a lot of those movies have really good scores on Rotten Tomatoes. And money wise, I know they made a lot of money too. Well, maybe not Edge, but Minority Report and War of the Worlds and the Mission Impossible movies. But do you think personally, do you think his movies are better when he runs? Like, are those the movies that you like more? I know we were talking about whether he was an action star or not, but like we mentioned a lot of his movies, and like I'm just wondering, do you personally like the ones where he was running a lot? Are those some of your favorites?
That's a great question. What are your so let's do our top three favorite performances from Tom Cruise. You want to do that and see if they fall?
Yeah, scroll through real quick.
Yeah,
So
for me, it's I love Collateral.
that's a good.
That's in 501 to 1000. But I guess what I like about Collateral is he's scary in that, and you
Yeah.
believe him as a hitman. And he and Jamie Foxx are I mean, Jamie Foxx got an Oscar nomination for it. Like they are on fire together, and there's
Yep.
just something I like. So in The Mummy, Tom Cruise is acting very he's like a Lothario in it, and I don't buy him as a Lothario. I
Mm-hmm.
buy him as Jerry Maguire with Renee Zellweger. It's like he's very charming, but I don't picture him being like, "Oh, what's your name? I met you where?" Like I don't see him being that guy. So
Right.
I don't know. That's why I don't like his performance in The Mummy. Mission Impossible, he's really good, but I guess for me it's Collateral. I mean, Born on the Fourth of July. I mean, he got nominated for an Oscar for that. He's
Right.
excellent in that movie. But we're just saying our favorites.
Yeah, just our personal favorites because he is in some really good movies.
So I'm gonna say Collateral, Edge of Tomorrow, because in the beginning of Edge of Tomorrow, he is such a weasel. He is
Yeah.
such a little brat, and then Brendan Gleeson puts him in his place, and then the evolution of his character with Emily Blunt, I
Mm-hmm.
think, is excellent. Him Cruise in the beginning of Edge of Tomorrow is so good. That's when he's at his best. And
Yeah.
then I will say Jerry Maguire because I had to recently watch it again, and that's like everything you like in Tom Cruise packed into one. His freak out scene. He's nervous. He's selfish. He's nice. He's cocky. I think it takes everything that's great about him as an actor and puts it into one package. So I'll say Jerry
Right.
Maguire. I'll say Collateral. Hey, I'm doing 90s, 2000s, and
That's
then
some. Yeah.
2010s.
So wait, Jerry Maguire, Collateral. I'm trying to find where they fall into the list because Jerry Maguire's got to be
Oh,
what?
that's 1 to 500. Collateral's 500 to 1,000.
And then what was it? And then Edge of Tomorrow
1,000
is.
plus.
So you got one in each category then.
Yeah. And
All right, that's not bad.
like I like him in Tropic Thunder, but it's just caricature. I like him in Magnolia, but
Yeah. I mean but that's more of an ensemble cast that like I like everybody in Magnolia, and it's kind of like a bigger film and encompasses a lot of characters. But
exactly.
I think like for me, like I mean I also love Edge of Tomorrow, but I'm looking at through his top 10 movies, and most of them like I do enjoy, like the ones where he runs a lot. Like I loved Edge of Tomorrow, which now is called what? Live Die Repeat or something.
Yeah, they
They
retconned
changed
the
it.
name.
Yeah, I don't know. It was. I like that. I mean, top 3 would probably be like that one. I really do love Minority Report. And then I actually do like War of the Worlds. I don't like the ending. It's kind of weird how it ended, but it is kind of similar to the book. So once I read the book and then watched the movie again, I was like, this is a pretty good remake, I thought, overall. And I love the action set pieces and all that kind of stuff. But
It's mean, man. I liked so many people die. It looks great. There's some really, most importantly, I think there's some memorable visuals in it that
yeah, like when
will
the highway
last.
explodes behind them and like Dakota Fanning is like walking,
Yes.
like I thought that was such an awesome shot.
And
Like it's
she's
just
so
like all
good
the
in that
quick
movie.
camera movement, like following them as everything is destroyed behind them or whatever. I thought that was awesome.
She is so good in that movie, Dakota
Hmm.
Fanning. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dakota Fanning. I was gonna say Dakota Johnson. She's really good too. But
Yeah,
Dakota,
but more in 50 Shades of
yeah,
Grey.
yeah, exactly. But Dakota Fanning, it's interesting. She was on Man. She was in Man on Fire with Denzel, and Denzel Washington said that he's only stopped acting twice to admire a performance, and that was with Gene Hackman on Crimson Tide
Oh,
and Dakota Fanning on Man on Fire.
dang.
But you thought when her screams in War of the Worlds, dude, jeez Louise.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, I thought that was a pretty decent remake. And the only other thing I want to say about one of his movies, this is just more of a critique, but I actually enjoyed Oblivion for the first half of the movie. Like I
Yeah. Yeah.
enthralled with it. I loved it. And then the second half kind of devolved into like just this action set piece, and I kind of fell out of it a little bit, and I'm kind of disappointed because like for some reason I love the world that they were building and I love the slow pace of it, and then it became kind of a generic action movie, and that was disappointing because I really was really into the first half of Oblivion.
That's a great point because he's living in that cool house.
And it was kind of eerie and
Yeah.
suspense. And it was kind of like, what's going on? But then once you kind of find out, and then it becomes like an action movie, and they have to destroy this thing. I was just like, I don't know. I wish they went a little bit more like Blade Runner with it, rather than just like starting kind of Blade Runner ish, and then ending kind of, I don't know, like I Am Legend or something. I don't know.
The one thing I do like about Cruise, like they went to Iceland to shoot that. Tom Cruise will take his crew to the edge of the earth
Yeah,
to
yeah.
make
And they'll
movies.
shout at you if you're not wearing a mask.
And I think that's awesome, dude. Like so here's the thing, man. I'm gonna go. Do you mind if I rant real quick?
No, go ahead.
Those
That's why I
two,
brought it up.
Mission Impossible 7 and 8, are massively budgeted films, and they
Mhm.
need to be released in theaters because when they shot it, they had to shoot it during COVID lockdown. They were the major movie back, that and the third Jurassic World or sixth Jurassic. Wait, what? How many are? Yeah, sixth one.
Six.
But they were back, like they were the crew back. And if they got halted because of COVID, they had to spend more money on permits. They had to spend more money on rental gear, spend more money on extras, spend more money on cops, spend more money on cars. Every
Mhm.
delay costs them money, and he's a producer on these movies. So he's just seeing dollar signs every time crew are standing next to each other, potentially getting COVID.
Oh,
Uh,
any delay,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And so if people are just on set being that careless, let him, like, because he's not, okay, he laid into him, right? But it's about money. It's about respect. It's about
But
being
also,
back
you
in
don't
work.
know if that's the first time he laid into them. You don't know if he like tried to talk to them before and said, "Hey,
Exactly.
guys, do this." You don't know. So
And
it could have been like the third or fourth time. He's just like, "Come on, guys."
and he's probably out there leading by example, and then you get crew members who are probably tired, and
Hmm.
you just can't do it. You can't. And I've heard about working with him. You've got to be ready to be very flexible. You got to move on the fly. That's why he
Hmm.
works with Macquarie a lot. He's worked with Doug Liman, three American Made, Edge of Tomorrow. He works with him. He likes
Yeah.
to work with the same directors because the guy who directed Top Gun directed Oblivion, the new Top Gun. So
Oh yeah.
he likes to be with people he's worked with before. Spielberg, because I don't know, he finds a kindred spirit with them and how they move. But he has a very particular way he likes to move, and a lot of people don't. Um,
Do you think he gets like when he like works with like Spielberg? Who do you think is like more in charge though?
well, Spielberg at that time, right? I mean,
I would so yeah.
like when he worked with Stanley Kubrick, it was all Stanley Kubrick. He was at Stanley Kubrick's service. When he was working with Spielberg, I'm sure Spielberg appreciated the amount of money he brought to the franchise, but
Oh yeah.
also you're on a Spielberg movie. You just need to
do it his way.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And
I feel like there are probably directors he goes on there and he's kind of like the head honcho and stuff because, it's Tom Cruise. But I feel, with Spielberg, it's probably,